it. This is okay. Welcome to the live chat. Okay. Hmm. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just gonna sit here and continue to rant about nothing. I don't understand how this works. Apparently, I'm supposed to just be able to scroll my phone and swiping, making facial expressions to show that I'm swiping on my phone to try to make a chat box pop up, but it's just not doing it. Well, anyway. Bad advice. What else have I done? What else have I done that's absolutely stupid? I've done a lot of stupid things. There was one time I was working at a computer store. This is when the Palm Pilot was new. I was like 18. I was very insecure, and this very fancy professional person came and wanted to buy a Palm Pilot, and I like made up this weird story because I'd just gone to like on a plane trip, and I'd made this weird story about how I'd taken it on the plane and that it totally was able to withstand the trials and tribulations of airline travel in the 90s, because it was really tough to do that. And it was actually the model, like the one that we had in the store that we were going to sell. We only had the one in the shop because they were new, and they were like $800 for this thing, which was in 90s money something like, I don't know, $3,000 now. Absolutely absurd. And I was all like, yeah, I took this on a plane trip with me. And she was just like, went to the boss and was like, did this thing go? Like, did they take this for a weekend and you're trying to sell it to me now? And the boss was like, I don't know why they said that. They're just a dumb kid. I feel dumb about that to this day. It's not something that I really do. I don't really actually like to lie about stuff. But when you're like a kid and you're fresh out of the farm and you don't really know anything about the world and you're trying so hard to look impressive, you make shit up, I guess. Don't make shit up. That's good advice. Bad advice would be to continue lying. Yeah, one of those lifelong embarrassing regrets that I have for sure. Let's see. I don't really know what this is supposed to do. Nobody's watching, which is pretty typical, apparently. You can just sit here and talk into the void endlessly. Maybe I should let's see if I can read something. uh, until people ask me bad questions or dumb questions. Hey, I got an idea. Who wants to see my dog? Yes, I have a very cute dog who is currently running away from me because he thinks we're going to go to my bed. And we are. We're going to go and hang out. And look at my dog. He is so cute. He's got a really long snoot. I just want to give it a boop. Look at my dog. He's the cutest dog around. Right? I'm my little buddy. You're going to bring me all the millions of viewers that are going to make me rich. That's the plan. We're not going to have to work anymore, buddy. We can be together 24/7. I could take you on cool international trips to cool international places because you're so beautiful and personable. And everybody's going to want to know everything about you. Especially, why is your nose so cute? Where did you get such a cute little face? Much rather look at my dog than my face, that's for sure. Oh, little buddy. Little buddy, you're so cute. So interesting. You normally don't like having your picture taken, but you seem to know that you're being broadcast on one of the world's biggest live video platforms, and suddenly you're not like avoiding it. Oh, yes. Show everybody your grooming techniques, little buddy. No, little buddy. You're so good. What's this? What's this? Hi. Where's your smile? Where's your smile? Show everybody your smile. No? You're not in the mood for it? That's fine. It would be really cute if you did it, though. People love your smile when they realize you're smiling and not just being a little psycho. Tulip, where's your smile? Let's see your smile. Where's your smile? Where's your smile, Tulip? Where's your smile? Come on, little buddy. Show us your smile. No, you're just going to do some licking. That's fine. That's cute, too. That's cute, too. Yes, you're a very good puppy. You're a very good puppy dog. Yes, you are, my sweet friend. So this dog is allergic to absolutely everything, which I found out very early on in his life. Um, Cutie pie. I was going through many different brands of food trying to find the thing that worked for him, and I bought this one that had quinoa in it, which actually turned out to be the absolute worst thing I could possibly give him, because like the meat was fine. I think it was like lamb, which is what he's on now. He eats lamb pretty much all the time now. And I was walking with him and I thought he was growling. I looked down beside me and to see what he's growling at, and there is literally a jet of poop coming straight out of his bum. And that's what I was making the growling sound. So that's a funny guy story. That's a funny guy story. Yes, it is. Your little butt growl. Um, it, then I think it was like maybe a couple months after that, he caught his first mouse, and he's a very good mouser, but unfortunately, the mice really mess up his internal systems, and he got pretty sick that night. And I wake up middle of the night with him just like kind of just whimpering and crying. He had absolutely destroyed my room. It was just like on the walls, on the floor, literally everywhere. He could tell he felt really bad about it. He didn't want to be the one that absolutely destroyed my bathroom. Or not my bathroom, my bedroom. I had to get the steam cleaner out. I was up for like 2 hours cleaning up the disaster. And I knew it was the mouse that he had caught because I found the mouse. It was kind of half digested, and the skeleton was still very much intact. It was a very odd situation. For some reason, I don't know if people are talking to me or not, but I can't see the chat. And oh, somebody said hi. Hello, Kitchen Design. Thank you for saying something so I know that I can actually see the chat, because I've never streamed before. I have no idea how to do this. And but now I know the system works, and I appreciate your input, Kitchen Design P30. Let's see, more poop stories. This is going to find out why everybody calls you Poopy. It's my little nickname for you, is Poopy, because he's got so many weird little things around his poop. He likes to walk it out. So when he has to poop, his poops. I've like my feet are size 12, and so that's like a 12-inch foot, and I've literally measured him to have taken like a 14-foot shit, where it's just spread out across the yard. He starts at one spot, finally finishes 14 feet later. It's really quite funny. He does this like weird little crouchy crab walk the whole time. Hey, stop licking my bed. Stop licking my bed. Stop licking my bed. You make it wet, and then you wear through the sheets like you wear through my underwear. Because always grabbing my underwear. and licking holes in the crotch, and I'm spending more money on underwear than I'm spending on dog food, it seems. Right, little buddy? Yeah. You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. Your funny little ways. His name is Tulip. Yes, it is. He got that name because I was originally, because of the shape of his head, I was thinking it would be fun to name him Turnip. But a friend of mine who's Ukrainian, their parents had heard this idea of calling him Turnip, and they got really upset. They're like, "You absolutely cannot name him that because there's an old Ukrainian saying, you're either a tulip or a turnip, and you don't want to be a turnip." So I was like, "Okay, fine, I'm going to name him Tulip," and it stuck. And I absolutely love the name. Everybody loves the name. Everybody's just like, "What? Tulip, what a beautiful name for a beautiful dog." And yes, he is very sweet and very good. Oh, Scott, have you heard that saying? Some people I know that are Ukrainian say they've never heard of it. Some people that are Ukrainian, it's absolutely for emotional support. I've always had a dog in my life, and I was kind of getting at this point where I was craving a dog again. I just hadn't had one in my life for a couple of years because the last one was a rescue and had passed at 12, which was not bad because like they'd been through a rough time, and when they're in bad shape, they tend to like not last as long. But I've always like since I was a little kid, I grew up in the north in the forest, and a dog kind of adopted my family, and it was honestly my dog. I spent all my time with it, and we just I've always had a dog since, and I don't know. I feel there's a void in my life when I don't have a dog around. I'm Canadian. Are you Ukrainian or in Ukraine, Scott, or part of or have you left, or is your family left? Okay, yeah, there's a lot of Ukrainian people came over to Canada, I think, probably to escape, Holodomor, I think it was. And Canada definitely opened up their doors to Ukrainian people. But I think what I heard was like it was mostly like opened up land to people from Ukraine and like the harsher parts of Canada because it was this like idea that Ukrainians were better at farming rocky and cold areas and because I know that I grew up near a place called Grassland, which was one of the I don't know why they called it grassland because it was mostly tamarack and pine and they had to like cut that all down to make fields and stuff. But yeah, it was interesting, interesting history of Ukrainians in Canada. I don't know a lot of it, but I think I've just given my entire my entire knowledge base there. Oh, little buddy just sleeping away. No, unfortunately, I'm just an English speaker. I am trying to learn French. I did know a lot more French when I was younger, but it kind of slipped away. But I don't know. It's probably time for me to start expanding my vocabulary a bit. I've got friends in Brussels that I like to visit, and it's a little bit limiting to kind of have to have your friends translate for you everywhere you go. So, and I have another friend who's moving to France, and they want me to go out and spend some time out on this like farm they've got out there. So, yeah, it'd be fun, and I do plan to bring Tulip with me for that. Oh, Canadian French for sure. That's yeah, that's the French I've been taught. Um, it'll be interesting because I think I'm going to end up with like kind of a blend because of the different French speaking people that I speak with that are Brussels, France, Quebec, all kind of the I'm kind of blending. I'm kind of building a blend of the three, which is kind of funny. Then I'll have my very Anglo Canadian accent to muddy the whole thing. So I imagine even if I learn to like understand French on like a regular basis, because like I'm getting better. Like people can talk to me and I can kind of get the gist of it, and I miss a lot of words, but not all of them. Um, I have a feeling I'm going to be in a you can talk to me in French and I will answer you in English kind of situation, or very limited responses because I find French people don't have a lot of patience with accents, which I think is an interesting way to approach your language when you're an imperialist society. I think if you're the kind of, because French is colonized and, ouais, ouais, bonjour, uh, comment ça va? Oh, but very cute. Oh, Portuguese is really handy if if you want to go to Portugal or Brazil or I guess what other Portuguese speaking countries are there? And I guess since you speak Ukrainian, do you take a part in like any of the cultural events, the dancing, the Christmas that's in I think January or February? I am 48 years old. And how about you, Scott? 11. I see. Do your parents know you're on the internet? I feel like that's important to know if your parents are monitoring your internet use because it's a pretty scary place here, and there's a lot of bad people. And I'm gonna I'm gonna give you the boot because I'm not comfortable with kids being here, and I should probably age restrict my stream. Oh, okay. There we go. Is that better? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You want your tummy rubbed? Okay. Let's get in there. Let's get in there, you big furry galoot. Okay, sweetie. Okay, little buddy. There you go. Okay. Oh, really? Hi. Oh, little buddy. Yes, you're very cute. You're very sweet. Oh, little poopies. You're such a good little guy. Yes, I know it's disgusting. You wipe your butt with that. But guess what? You're too big. You can't reach your butt. I have to clean it for you, so I'm not too worried about it. Yes, I know. Oh, little buddy. Okay, little buddy. Yes, you're so funny. Okay, that's enough. Oh, that's enough. Oh boy. I'm just gonna keep licking. All right. Well, oof. That's enough of that. I guess. I don't know how long do people actually want to stare at my dog doing nothing but sleeping, or just kind of flopping around. Yeah, he's just such a good guy. He just won't stop licking now that he's started. It's like, oh, you're giving me pets, let me give you pets. It's apparently the same endorphins that we get from petting our dogs, they get from licking us. So however good it feels for you to pet your dog, that's how good it feels for them to lick you. So once I learned that, I kind of got a lot better about allowing a dog to lick me, because they deserve to feel good, right? I had a proud moment. My roommate went to France for a month and left a whole bunch of zucchini behind. Not much. I'm just going to show everybody this zucchini bread I made because I did a great job of it. Look at that. Look at the crumb. Oh, it's so firm and so moist and soft. It's all those things at the same time. And I made two of them because, there was a lot left. Right? He hears the tin foil for the zucchini loaf, and he's like, "Oh, honestly, he loves things that I make. He's always wanting stuff, and this one, he is more excited about than anything." Right, little buddy? Sit. Good puppy. You're so sweet. Oh. I'm a slob, leaving my shopping bags laying around. Whatever. I just got the place to myself finally. The word moist is one of your pet peeves. How would you um, describe that without using the word moist then? I guess it's dense and rich. It is delicious. I am quite happy with how it turned out. I'm a fairly good cook, I think. People say I am. Tonight, I've really decided to treat myself. And I was at the farmer's market. They had quite, yeah, this Pepper's ceiling fan is really cool. Libra gang. Look at these. I can't believe you don't see these too often. It's like only a few times a year, but I got a whole pile of them. So I'm making a cream leek sauce with some chicken and some potatoes, and that's $25 worth of mushrooms right there, but absolutely worth it. It's gonna be a treat. I kind of miss it. It's funny because the person who was selling them, she's like, "Oh, do you know how these work? They're poisonous, or not poisonous. They're a little bit toxic if you eat them raw." But where I grew up, they used to just grow in my yard, and I found out the hard way when I was a kid that they're not good to eat raw, and it'll wreck your insides for a very long time. So I've been told that I just have to be consistent, that I have to keep on doing these streams even though nobody's looking, because that's what YouTube likes. They like to see people showing up, doing the thing, and then they'll stick you into the algorithm and it'll get better and better and better. So I'm just going to keep on chatting away into the void. And maybe one day I will be famous and rich and I'll be the next, I don't know, I Show Speed. Is that a famous YouTuber? I think I heard about that guy. I don't expect much from this. But my dog expects more from me. He's like, I heard you. Thanks. They're kind of falling apart right now. I need to redo them and I need to clip my nails. I did a bunch of masonry work this week, and so it just kind of like left me with all these jagged edges and it just really stripped them off. So it'll be better. Probably when I get off stream, I'll give them a clip and a strip and a repaint, because next week it's just carpentry and it's not going to be quite so difficult on my nails, and it's not going to get so much because like I was doing acrylic additive because it's outdoor concrete work and it's just patching, and so it just stains your fingers. Kind of curious what the chat latency is. If I'm like saying stuff and it doesn't show up for other people for like a good solid 30 seconds or something. Yeah, that's right. Let's all be famous and get stalkers and date supermodels and get really fancy cars. I think I would really like one of the old, like late 70s Volvo 240 two-doors with the turbo, and like a nice, like kind of dark green color, with the like that nice tan leather interior. That's it's always kind of been like my dream sleeper car. I had one. I had a stalker. It was not fun. I literally, yeah. Oh no, little buddy, he's trying to get at the. You can't have more. You've already had so much today. It was this person actually I went on a couple of dates with, and it was like the second or third date, and they brought me these like we had banh mi, which is like the Vietnamese like sandwiches, and I love spicy food, and they were just like, here, you have this one and I'll have this one because this one's really spicy. And I'm like, but I love spicy, like but I don't care, just like, give me that one. And something seemed a little bit off about it. And then as we were hanging out, I started to feel worse and worse, and was like, okay, well, I think you should go, because like when I feel sick, I tend to just like, fall into my own little like a hole. I'm like a cat. I'll find a little corner to curl up in and die on my own. But so I was just like, you got to go. I'm not feeling great. Bye. And then I got really sick, like really sick. And then they show up at my place the next day with this like weird concoction that they said their grandmother invented to help with bad stomachs, and they kept on showing up around my place. And then like I'd just be out in the world, and they'd drive by and stop and be like, hey, and constantly sending me messages and stuff. And I talked to my friend about it, and apparently it's called reverse Munchausen, where you actually like, because Munchausen disease is when you like pretend to be sick in order to get sympathy and support. But reverse Munchausen is when you make somebody sick in order to like put yourself into like a role of a caretaker towards them, which I'm like the most independent, avoidant attachment style person you're going to meet. And so it's just not going to work with me. But yeah, that was my weird stalker story. And I really was glad to get that person out of my life. They finally gave up after about 2 or 3 months of randomly showing up constantly. Like I had them set them like block their messages, but like I can set it on my phone so that like I still get the messages, but I don't see them, so I can go and check them. And it's just like a wall of texts from this person. It was really didn't appreciate it. What makes you sick in a dark room? And yeah, the Corvettes are gorgeous cars, especially yeah, yellow is a really fun color. I remember I think that year actually I had a picture of one when I was a kid that I loved looking at. Oh, I see. When I get sick, I go in a dark room. I thought it was, I don't know, I didn't read properly because I'm functionally illiterate, apparently. It is a nice day, thankfully. It's been a while since we've had like one that's not either too hot or too cold. It's just right. I went for like a good hour and a half walk with my buddy this Tulip this morning, which was good. Yeah, 3 miles. That's a good walk. I normally walk with him maybe 2.5 hours a day, but today will be a bit more because we've already done an hour and a half. So keeps you healthy, getting out there, moving, walking. Right, it's important. I've seen so many people my age that are just bombed out. Their bodies are completely destroyed from years of doing trades work or just being, irresponsible with their body. And yeah, yeah, yeah. It's well, I don't have a choice. If I don't walk my dog, he's huge, right? If I don't walk him, he goes crazy. And it's also I live on a third floor apartment. If he doesn't get a chance to go to the bathroom, it's not good either. So and he's like the kind he will hang on to it. Like this morning, I kind of slept in. Even though I did take him for a late walk, it was like a good 10 hours before he actually got to go back out again, and I felt pretty bad about that. But because I know I can't go 10 hours without going to the bathroom, I don't know how he does it. It's kind of amazing. I would like to get myself into a place with a yard. He did grow up with a place with a yard, but life changes, and you make the you make the changes necessary. And but he's getting more walks now because when I had a yard, I just stick him on the yard, right? Well, yeah, so boy, yeah. Talking about you, yeah, always talking about you. Holy shit, that's great. 40 pounds is that's no joke. Is that all just like exercise and good food choices, or like I know I have a number of friends of mine that are doing the Ozempic or GLP-1 thing, which seems to be working well for them. I'm like not. I don't have a problem, but I do like. I could use. I'm thinking about going on the Zempic just to like, you know, strip off the like 5 pounds that I think I could stand to lose. Oh, great. Yeah, working with kids. That yeah, I have a friend with a toddler that when I babysit him, it's just like sometimes it's been 2 days though that I'm with him, and it's it's tiring. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how single moms chase after toddlers all day and not just die. It's a lot of work, but I'm childless. Dogs are how I have my maternal instincts satisfied. So working with kids and hiking, is it like a kind of like a leader, like a scout leader kind of thing? You work in like a daycare, or is it like a camp thing? Kind of curious. Okay, so yeah, that's honestly tough work. And boy, and if you're in the States, I imagine you're not getting paid nearly enough to do it, which is really just such a shame. I, yeah, I've stuck with being a tradesperson just because I like to be on my own. I like to like be under my own power. I don't like to have bosses and responsibilities to coworkers, and I hire helpers when it's a big job, but thankfully I'm able to network enough to get a number of people together that whenever I need it, I can. But yeah, the job, the job kind of lifestyle is never really worked well for me. Oh, okay, so that's good. 19 years is definitely, you know, you're definitely commanding a bit of a better salary at that point. I have an uncle that he was a teacher, did special ed teaching, and then there was a kid that made some pretty bad accusations. Turned out that what was happening was this kid was facing it at home and projected it onto him, but it really just broke him. And he ended up going more into like a consultant position with the school board, which which really took care of him well, which I'm happy for because he's a good person, and it was really hard to watch him go through that because yeah, that's oh, like I would just absolutely never work with kids for that very reason. Oh, I'm sorry. That's you know, it's bad. It's bad, and I feel bad for the kid. I feel really bad for the kid because that was just like their cry for help. I wish that they were able to feel safe enough to just say what was happening, but mm, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's tough too. I was kind of hit with that a little bit myself. I was in a relationship with somebody who wanted rougher things, and I was just doing what they asked. And I never really was comfortable with it. I wasn't with this person for very long, but then they like, yeah, started saying all this stuff about me, and I was just like, why is it like this? So I don't get involved with anybody who's into that kind of lifestyle because I don't know. I think it's not my thing for one. I never really enjoyed it, and also it just seems to be fraught with danger, and you're opening yourself up to things. Did it get back to your school job, or were they like telling coworkers and stuff? Was this something that you're able to like kind of be like, you know, this is a libel issue, uh, or do you not want to talk about it? It's totally fair too. Mm. That's yeah, that's pretty fresh. Like the stuff that I had, that was like probably 12, 13 years ago at this point. So at least that's far in the past, and the people involved, they that person really showed their true colors to the community later on. So it was nice for me because then it was you know people actually apologized for not talking to me about it and seeing what my side of the situation was and understanding that this person was really unhealthy. So it is what it is, right? So this was a person who was like a coworker, but you had a relationship outside of work, and then they used like so this person was like yeah, actually like in a management position above you. Whew. See, I'm gonna keep working for myself. It's way too complicated. I don't know. I seem to be a magnet for this kind of bullshit, and I would totally end up in that situation. I know it, because yeah, people get crazy. It's maybe that Libra energy. People want our balance, and they like to disrupt it. Okay, so it was just like some workplace interaction that she just didn't like, I guess, or just invented something entirely. Okay. Hmm. It's yeah, that's complicated. Yeah, it seems like you've moved past it, so that's good. You haven't it hasn't wrecked your career. Um, yeah, yeah, that's a fact. It is a big fact, and I think the Libras always attract drama because people just hate the balance we try to seek in life, and they want to disrupt it. So it's always like people that are addicted to drama. I'm kind of going through that with my current living situation where I'm very very glad that my roommate slash landlord. It's a very weird situation where the she owns this building, and there's a suite that's opening up across the hall in like September, and was like, I want you to be the maintenance person for the building. I'll give you a really good price on rent. I'll let you have your dog, but you got to live with me for a few months until this other suite opens up. And this person is the most chaotic person I've ever met. Like, and it's just slop. Like, leaves garbage everywhere. Is constantly like changing goalposts, changing rules. Um, Very incapable of taking responsibility for any of her actions. It's if it wasn't for the fact that like rent is going to be literally like $500-600 cheaper than I would get anywhere else, I would be out. I'd just take off. But she's going to be gone for a month, and then it's just 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, and I'm finally back into my own place again, which has been entirely too long because uh, I moved to this city a year ago, and I've been kind of bouncing around, staying at people's places, trying to like get things secured. And God, I'm too old for this. I like things to be the way they are for me that are best. I like to cook. I like to have a clean kitchen that I can work in, not covered in garbage. Yeah, it's a real conflict of interest, and I hate she steals my food. That's the thing I think I hate the most is that like I'm paying her rent. We're not sharing rent. Like I've had plenty of roommates, and when a roommate takes some of my food, I don't really care that much. But this person, I'm paying her lifestyle. I'm paying for her to live, and she's taking my food, and I'm just like, that's so fucked up. Oh God, I hope that's okay. I could never live with my mom. I left home at 16, so I hope that it's a copacetic situation because if it's not, then that's hard. That's really hard. Um, this person, the landlord, she's old enough to be my mom. Honestly, she's a funny little old lady. Artist. She's an artist, but yeah, she's kind of a bullshit artist. Okay, so you both live like in different suites in the same building, kind of thing, and like taking care of you like that's how we used to do things until they invented old folks homes, right? Like there's something very, I think, noble about taking care of your parents in their old age if they took care of you. That's how it should work, right? My parents did not, so they don't get anything from me in return. Okay, that's okay. So yeah, you live in we are in apartments. Okay, yeah, yeah. My mom's there too, but she also has pretty bad dementia. She doesn't really know where she is a lot of the time, and she's kind of out of it. So she's in a group home. But also whatever. Like she didn't earn, she didn't earn my time. We'll just say that. Oh, I have an Aries moon, so Libra with an Aries moon. It's like I got that balance, but also got that fire, and also like born in a fire snake year for the Chinese zodiac. So yeah, I'm 100% that bitch. Oh, I think my Sagittarius ascending, if I'm not mistaken. I remember somebody looked at my full chart based on like when and where I was born and stuff, and they said that my entire chart, every single sign is a cardinal sign, which is rare or something. But yeah, it's a it's interesting. Like when you really start to like get the granular stages of zodiac, it really breaks people down in a way that is oddly accurate. You can really, like we all, there's so many people are like, oh, the zodiac and astrology is just a bunch of hocus pocus mumbo jumbo. But I'm in a New York-ish type city. We'll just say that. Definitely on that coast. I've been to Colorado. I've been to Denver. I went to see a concert at Red Rocks. I really wanted to see Red Rocks because when I was a kid, we had this VHS of Sade performing at Red Rocks, and it looked like such an amazing venue that I went to go. Okay, I just went to Denver, and that was it. Um, I used to live in Alberta in Canada, and uh, Denver reminded me of Calgary, but bigger. But like it was at the same kind of like elevation and the same kind of vibe. It was very interesting to be in a city that reminded me so much of another city that I grew up nearby and was went to frequently. So if you're wondering what Canada's sister city, at least, yeah, yeah, definitely Canadian. That's the free healthcare, right? Makes it a little easier, but yeah, no, I'm on the East Coast now, which is honestly a lot nicer. Yeah, yeah, definitely the accent. We're yeah, we're very very different. It's interesting. I've never been to Ottawa. I mean to go sooner or later. I do mean to go just because it's the nation's capital. I think I should actually see it sooner or later. But I don't know. It's very expensive. I have some friends there, so I guess I could stay. But like friends, acquaintances. I used to work for them. They were like landlords, and I used to manage like a few of their properties for them, and do maintenance and find new tenants and that kind of stuff. But and then they moved to Ottawa because the wife got like some fancy big time job there, and so that's why I was doing all that work for them. So I haven't talked to them since I left. So maybe Maybe I have a place to stay, but whatever. I don't really care that much. Oh. Um, no, I'm not in either of those cities. I'm still in Canada. Um, yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not leaving Canada anytime soon. I'm entirely. I'm entirely too uneducated. They wouldn't take me. I wouldn't be able to get a citizenship because I don't like. I'm literally a high school drop off. So, um, yeah, like I said, I left home when I was like 16, and it's tough. You have to work instead of go to school. So there's no real chance of me leaving Canada, unfortunately. Even though, I do have friends that in Europe that really want me to be out there. So maybe see if it works. Maybe I'll just like live as an illegal immigrant on a farm in France because that could happen. Okay, well, my phone is dying. I have 15% battery left. So thanks for joining. I'll try to be consistent just because fucking why not, right? Have a good one.